So this is Blazblue Entropy Effect, and even though I am currently getting bodied, I keep coming back to this game. Here's why. Blazblue Entropy Effect is a new action roguelike that does an amazing job of blending the feel of a 2D anime fighter with the side-scrolling beat-em-up and adding roguelike mechanics. So I initially thought that Entropy Effect was set in the Blazblue universe. I'm not so sure now. The majority of the game takes place in a Sword Art Online style virtual reality environment called Mind Training, where you become one of the characters from the Blazblue verse and fight through multiple levels of monsters and bosses. However, when you're not slaying out as Ragna, Hibiki, or one of the 4 other currently available characters, you're playing in the hub world as an arguably cute floating robot trying to solve what seems to be a massive conspiracy involving a megacorp named
Skynet.
Sky Eyes. And while I am mildly interested in seeing how the plot connects to the mainline Blazblue story, the game is so fun that I don't really mind if it doesn't. Granted, anything is possible since the Blazblue verse messes with time travel and multiple realities. Sorry, where was I? I think we got a little distracted there. Alright, so as you progress through the mind trainings, you'll fight your way through multiple rooms full of a wide variety of enemies and a handful of bosses. Upon clearing a room, if you've obtained enough Tactics EXP, it'll give you the option to pick from 3 Tactics abilities, which function kinda like passives that have a wide range of effects from summoning shadow clones to attack whenever you dash, to generating fireballs anytime you use your main abilities. And while these tactics are available to all characters, some do synergize better with specific characters. Now, this won't happen every time you clear a room, but it's a nice power boost when it does. The other thing that happens when you clear a room is you're given the ability to choose what is going to be in the next room. And this could be anything from a shop where you can spend your earned currency. You can find a potential, which is basically a new move for your specific character. And you'll also be given the option to choose from 3 at random, and they combo with each other as well. So this is where the fighting game mechanics kind of come in, where you do have moves that sort of combo into each other. Although I do think that they could have done a better job of explaining and describing these skills when you read the description. It's not always 100% clear how they work. And I kind of chalk that up to the game being in early access and somewhat of a translation issue potentially, because the studio that's working on this is based out of China and they seem to be a relatively small team. However, they've been pretty good about updating the game. So far, they fixed quite a few bugs that I've noticed. One specifically was just the audio being absurdly loud when you die, and they fixed that within 2 days. Okay, it seems like we got distracted again. Let's get back on track. So far, it seems like whenever you clear a room, there's nothing but benefits, but that's not necessarily true. So as you clear a room, you'll also encounter a raising meter called entropy, and you can clear your entropy by either choosing the rest room when it pops up after you clear a room, or by buying an item in the shop that will clear your entropy by a certain percentage. You really do have to pay attention to your entropy meter as you go through the game though, because every stage of entropy that you gain will add a debuff to your run, which makes the game considerably harder. Now, you could be good enough to just let the entropy stack up and you just pick nothing but beneficial rooms, but eventually it will get to a point where you are just struggling. I once had a run where I was dealing less damage to enemies, I was having them teleport directly on top of me, and also when they died, they left behind explosions that I had to dodge every time I would kill an enemy. That run didn't go very well, if you couldn't tell. And as I was alluding to before, the whole system is designed to add some risk reward to the game. So if you were to pick nothing but beneficial rooms and never stop to rest, then you would just have a ridiculously high amount of entropy. And every time you pick a rest room, you are passing up on a potential power boost. It's a pretty fair system if you ask me. Speaking of me losing a run, when you finish a run, win or lose, you'll be left with an imprint of that character's exact build from that run to use in the game's challenge arenas, which upon completion will allow you to earn the game's meta currency, which unlocks persistent buffs across all characters and allows you to unlock new characters to play as. These imprints are also used as passive buffs to the characters you select on your next mind training run. The game has a lot to offer and is relatively unique in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played fighting games in ages, and actually even when I did, I wasn't that good at them. But being able to pull off some sick anime moves in a low stress environment is really fun. It also satiates my need for mad scientist levels of theory crafting through the tactics and potential systems. This gives the game enough RNG to keep things interesting, while also solving the issue I have with some roguelikes of things being a little more random than I enjoy. Since characters always have the same starting moves, you'll always have a base level of familiarity and comfort, rather than being forced to wait until you find the weapon or abilities that you actually want to use. And while the character's combos are locked behind the potential system, you still have to pick moves from within that character's specific moveset, which further helps reduce the frustrations of consistently getting bad RNG. As long as the dev team keeps patching bugs at the pace they have been, and keeps their promise to release new content for us to play, this game is shaping up to be a real hidden gem in a year of massive AAA releases. Don't forget to subscribe so I can keep you posted as this game develops through early access, and don't forget, stay blessed and keep it uwu.